I admit it's quite a story, but I know the difference. Greetings, traveler. If you've come to witness the marvels and mysteries of our troupe, I hope you haven't traveled far. Our performances... There's a more sinister mischief in Farmer's Nook than the sort the House of Reveries trades in. I hear of townsfolk disappearing, only to turn up and act oddly. We only set camp...
None. That farmer Hesef said his sister was among the afflicted, and she died recently. At least he thought she died, but she left no corpse. I must clear the troops' name, with the locals wary as...
Any other day.
So, Seal led me to our old swimming. In the far off.
We're out of meat and no hot meals. If those are luxuries to which you're accustomed, you can keep on moving and find another inn. What are you, some sort of adventurer? Yeah. Yeah, you look the part. Sorry I was short with you. Since Igmund passed, I've had to work twice as hard. Damned fool. You wanted to build a bonfire and drink the night away like we used to. Haven't seen Igmund down mead like that since we were barely men. He lost his legs and tumbled. Not so much of a scrap of clothing. Just black, tarry ashes. Never seen anything throw such a thick black smoke. But it didn't smell like you'd expect. Hair and burned flesh. More like old hay or musty linens. It wasn't natural. I want to know what happened to my brother. Whether he's alive or truly dead. Even if the truth says he really did die in that fire, at least I can put my doubts to rest. What do you wish to know? That's right. He'd gone to get supplies from Gideon. What should have been a couple of days turned into more than a week. I'd begun to fear that he'd been robbed and left for dead on the... Said he got lost. As if he hadn't walked that road 1,000 times. I'd have accused him of gambling our money away on toad races, but he had every piece of gold he left with. How do you spend a week lost in the wood and not look worse for wear? Like he didn't have a care in the world. He seemed to be enjoying even the usual drudgery. Never thought I'd miss his belly aching over the chores, but he just didn't seem himself. No. Things were as they usually are in Farmer's Nook. Uneventful. It's exciting times when our little inn sees more than a couple travelers in a month. Ever since Igmund got lost, things have been nothing but trouble. 2 others disappeared since Igmund, and all 3 were acting strange before they met untimely ends, if that's even what you could call it. No one wanders from the village now. Some folk are sleeping in my inn just to stick close. That's right. He'd gone to get supplies from Gideon. What should have been a couple of days turned into more than a week. I'd begun to fear that he'd been robbed and left for dead on the road, but he wandered back into town like nothing had happened. Said he got lost. As if he hadn't walked that road 1,000 times. Like he...
Wait a moment, stranger. I need to speak with you. So you're the one's been asking questions about the people who've gone missing, then come back wrong? I don't like involving strangers in our affairs, but my daughter's gone. Not the first time, or even the 4th, that ℜ'Łujeđ has run off, but... Well, you've heard what befell the others. A few days ago, I punished her for neglecting her chores again. She must have snuck out in the night. I couldn't find hide nor hair of her in the morning. She hasn't been home since. She's a stubborn one. But normally she'd have come back by now. I just want to know she's all right. So you're the ones... sailing. Well, any luck, stranger? Oh, we don't have much, I know. Anise never fails to remind me. Have you found anything? That's just some old handbill Anise had been hanging on to. Months old. Some vessel seeking fresh-faced deckhands that's long since pulled up anchor. I pitched it to the hearth after our last argument. Probably why she left, but not where. When Anise was little, we couldn't keep her away from it. She'd grab it when we weren't looking and batter the walls and stairs, pretending it was her pirate sword. Drove my husband crazy. I've made do for so long I never bothered to replace it. What's that doing out? Anice's plan for a fort. My husband built it for her when she was about 6. Oh, it must be a moldering wreck by now. Unless... if she hasn't run off to join that elf circus, she...
Ah, you're off to find this Anise girl, then. Tell me what you've learned. I wasn't able to overhear everything. You've been gone for some time. You managed to persuade the locals to share their stories with you, yes? Did their firelight tales share? Restless phantoms returning to say their last goodbyes before being spirited away once more? This really is beginning to sound like a ghost story. It's all a little too... You and ℜ'Łуєđ have been our only visitors at the camp. If Anise has only recently gone missing, there may still be a chance for us to find her before she becomes the latest victim in this ghost. Seeking out a more comforting time, no doubt. Let's hope she hasn't escaped into the arms of a monster. I'll follow your lead.
Yeah!
Nice hole.
What a charming little fort. Well cared for, loved. Anice's home away from home. We should look around. Seems our pirate raided the pantry before she left. She planned to be gone a while. A list of departures. Anise had a mind to travel. Footprints coming here and heading somewhere else. I wonder what adventures this tiny sword has seen. I can picture our young heroine, wielding her imagination like a saber and cutting her way through all manner of adventure. I crave adventure and freedom. Play is my only escape. I come here to plan. I fantasize about leaving. Doubt holds me back. I need someone to believe in me. So often I'm alone, but today I have a visitor. Someone I trust. I go with them. I've never been more excited. I believe I have thrust to the heart of the matter. Getting into character, you could say. Preparing for a part is all about understanding. She's young, or at least young at heart. She's unhappy with her life, but she feels trapped. One place to sleep, yet 2 mugs on the crate, both unfinished. And of course, 2 sets of footprints heading south, into the marsh, dancing all the way. The only way forward is to follow in their steps. I don't know who ℜ'Łujeđ met her. The tracks lead to this ruin. Did ℜ'Łujeđ come here seeking adventure? Despite the smell, I don't think that's a funerary urn. There are bits of paper in this brazier. This book is well worn, but hardly old. Given the subject matter, I'd wager it belonged to ℜ'Łujeđ. Well, this is troubling. I believe ℜ'Łujeđ came here and performed some sort of ritual, and not the sort conjured from an overactive imagination. I'm certain that well-worn adventure book was a dear possession to ℜ'Łujeđ. She wouldn't have torn pages from it for a lark. She burned them in that brazier with her own blood for some ritual. Not yet, but I was a mage of great talent in a past life. If there's any clue relating to what is occurring in Farmer's Nook, I'll find it. There's a good chance ℜ'Łujeđ will return to town, like the others. If she does, If ℜ'Łujeđ does return to Farmer's Nook, be careful confronting her. Afraid my witty repartee won't be enough to keep me out of trouble? I'm hurt. Trust me when I say I know how to make a...
ℜ'Łujeđ, everything all right?
You. Your mother's looked all over for you. Where have you been?
Ugh, I ran away again, all right? Just be glad I came back at all. What's the big deal? This is the 7th time I tried running away in 3 years. Why are they all gawping at me like they're— Do I know— No, I don't know you. Why do you care? And none of those people disappeared. They went after their dreams. I'm not the only one who has those, you know? Nobody wants to be stuck in farm. They just didn't want anyone to miss them. It's why I'm here now. I didn't want the last time my mom saw me to be after another fight. But they have to let us go sometime. What? No, it's not like they're buried in a crypt or anything. I'm just trying to say I'm not the only one who felt trapped here. I don't know why.
I hate to interrupt, but... May we have a word in private? So, that's ℜ'Łuєđ Vardr. What do you make of her? How apropos, considering that little library we found is a shrine to ℜ'Łuєđ. Though I'm still not sure how the Demon of Knowledge fits into this puzzle of ours. Why would ℜ'Łuєđ consort with it? Perhaps I should have made... It certainly looks that way. I didn't find anything relating to the ritual that was performed at that shrine, but some of those moldy tomes shed a little light on things. The ℜ'Łuєđs who used to live out here revered Mora as their principal prince. The ruin I spoke of is north of town, not too far. I'll have a word with the innkeeper and ℜ'Łuєđ about keeping ℜ'Łuєđ occupied while we work, but if you wish to speak with anyone else before we head out, I'll wait here. We have reason to suspect that ℜ'Łuєđ is somehow involved in this mystery. Better to assume she is playing the role of the villain until...
She's back. She's safe. Oh, it feels like I've pulled my heart from a vice. Oh, sorry, No, nothing. She looks right as rain, and I'd recognize that attitude anywhere. I know what you're driving at. You're saying I should be worried? Well, out with it. Ritual? What nonsense has gotten into the girl's head now? ℜ'Łuєđ doesn't know the first thing about magic. She's just got an overactive imagination and too much free time.
Let's ride!
Yeah.
bloody swab! You cannot board this vessel until you have satisfied me, the mighty Flicker!
Look out, she's... Mighty Flicker?
Ha!
From the
Think you can sail with me, wee one? I've felled giants like trees. I've slapped a dragon around until it got down and licked my hand. I've kicked Molag Bal in the arse once, and he begged me to do it again! Ha ha! Answer me this. Why do we sail? And there you have it. What worth is booty if it isn't earned? What is a battle if you don't cut a bloody swath through your enemies? We sail for honor, for glory!
Will the sea swallow you like so many others? The high seas run deeper than any river, filled with the blood of enemies. A challenge awaits you, sailor. Are you prepared to give our journey your all? Or will you wilt like a mushroom in summer? Tell me, speak true. Why do we... This one erects the spine of disappointment. Earth is earth. Rivers are rivers. Each new land is like the old, with that which kills and or what uses a pirate for the possessions of the dead. All too often they are old, or noxious, or cursed. The river washes away all. I erect the spine of respect. I have fought countless monsters alongside the were-shark, yet none has ever bested me in battle, much to my regret. One day, I hope, I will meet that which...
Think you have what it takes to join the wit. So, you've impressed the big bear and the hard turtle. So what? I walk in the shadow and sleep in the trees. I drink snake venom and piss-honeyed mead. I'm the baddest, sharpest, meanest pirate on the high seas. But I don't sail alone. Why? That's right, we're family! Every one of us, from the captain himself to the lowliest swabber of decks, is one big, happy, fierce, terrifying family. No mere crew can hold a candle to us, because we're not a crew, we're blood. Welcome aboard, kin.
Your performance could have used more verve, but it seems the Guardians aren't judging on enthusiasm. Let's head inside. Oriel above. It's Anise and all the others. They appear to be alive. Let's try waking them.
Dare ye cross sabers with Red Anise?
Yes. Bring back the more.
Oh, darling. That's lovely.
Gold. So much gold.
It's a dream. They're all dreaming. This is no normal sleep, but it's oddly benign for a curse. None of these people appear to be in distress. In fact, they seem to be dozing quite serenely. Some of them have been missing for weeks, yet they show no signs of poor health. Not from the spell they're under, no. Though why they were made to sleep and what our mystery stranger intends for them is still very... I believe so, but I'm not entirely certain we should. Right now, the spell isn't doing any harm, but tampering with it could change that. I'd like to get a better idea how Anise and the others came under this spell. Now that you've rehearsed your role, let's cast you as a pirate in her family. When you're ready, place a hand on Anise's forehead and start counting sails.